Coming up this week on Virginia Dirt Pirate.
What the heck is that? Huh. Almost looks like a button. I don't think it is though. What the heck is that? Alright. Ta-da! So this is either a barber or a seated. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This week we're going to go to a couple of different sites. We're going to start out at an 1800s site that was occupied from just after the Civil War until the early 1900s. This site isn't actually on the 1865 Civil War map, but it is on the 1878 map. And I do find relics here that go back to the Civil War period. The coins that I find here are Indian head pennies and a V-nickel. So it looks like this site was occupied up until maybe the first decade of the 1900s. So it's an interesting site and it needs some more investigation. Later, I'm going to head over to the 1900 site that I've been talking about for a couple of weeks now, but I haven't managed to get there. This is a site that I've been to many times in the past. This one actually is on the 1865 map, and it was lived in all the way up until the early 1950s, so for almost 100 years. But because of that fact, there is a lot of aluminum and other crap on the ground or right underneath the ground that kind of creates a problem for detectorists. But I always manage to find some very interesting things when I go there. And this site is a coin site. I think I've found somewhere between 2 and 3 dozen wheat pennies at this site, as well as a couple of silver dimes, a buffalo nickel, and a couple of other early Jefferson nickels and things. So if you like coins, this is the site for you. So tomorrow morning, first thing, we head over to the 1800s site. Then later, we will head over to the early 1900s site. And no detours this time. Okay, coming up on the site now. This is a site I've been to a few times, probably 6 or 8 times already. This is a site that dates to around the time of the Civil War. It's not on the 1865 map, but it is on the 1878 map. And I have found relics that date to the Civil War. I found a Civil War era powder flask and a McClellan saddle shield, a 3-ringer, and a few other things. Most of the stuff here, though, that's near the surface is turn of the century, but not much later than that. The coins that I've found are Indian head pennies and a V-nickel. So this site deserves some more investigating, so I'm going to poke around here a little bit today. All right, this looks like it could possibly be interesting. Good solid signal. Let's check it out. All right, it's out. Should be right there. See if the pinpointer can find it. Shotgun shell. Daggone it. Daggone it. I should have known. Okay, using the small coil now. Very low tone. Very deep. Let's see what we got. There's kind of a dense iron patch here, so I think I'm just going to use the small coil for a while. All right, it's out. Should be right there. See if the pinpointer can get it. Should be something very small. There it is. What the heck is that? Wow. Is that a shell? Is that a bullet? I think it's a bullet. Oh my God. All right. Wow, there's like little signals all over the place here. There's a very deep, small one. There's a shallow one over here. Let's go for the deep one first. Okay, well this thing here came out in like 4 different pieces. I have no idea what it is. It was down a ways. I missed it with the big coil, but the little coil nailed it. I'm gonna have to get some help with that. Let me get my phone out, take a closer look. Yeah, little pieces of something. I have no clue what it is. I have to take it home, clean it up, see if there's anything on it, and probably get some help from some of my friends. See if they can help me identify whatever it is. And here's another one that looks interesting. Might be 2 signals here. Let me see what that is first. Okay, kicked it out all the way over here. What the heck is that? Huh. Okay. Let me get my phone out. Okay, I am pretty sure that this is the top to a powder flask. I'm gonna have to check it out when I get home, but I'm almost certain that's what this is. Yep. I'd say I'm about 90% certain that this is the top to a powder flask. All right, I'm gonna clean it up when I get home. Okay, I think we're going to call it for this site. Found a few interesting things today, but not a whole lot going on. Want to head over to another site that I've been to quite a few times. Find all kinds of stuff there. So I think we're going to head on over and we will wrap up the day over there. Okay, we have finally arrived. This is the turn of the century site that I've been talking about for the past few weeks, and I haven't been able to make it out here because I keep getting sidetracked. But anyhow, we are here today. This place is weedy heaven. If you like wheat pennies, this is the place for you. I've found a few other coins here. I found a couple of silver dimes, a nickel, and a few other things, but mostly wheat pennies. And there are wheat pennies scattered all over this site. This is a very interesting site. It was lived in until the early 1950s. But what's odd is that there is no electrical line that leads here. So whoever was living here towards the end was living without electricity. Most of the stuff that's on the surface or just underneath the ground is like 1930s, 1940s, turn of the century stuff. I have found a few things that go back into the late 1800s. This site is actually on the 1865 map, but I've found very little that goes back that far. Anyhow, I have the Manticore with the small coil today. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to investigate around these brick piles and see what we can find. I'm sure I'll find a wheat penny or two, but hopefully I'll find some other good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, took about 2 steps. And I got a good signal right here. Some iron around it, but let's dig it up and see what we got. Okay, kicked it out over to here. I think I see something here. Yep. Oh, it looks like a little measuring spoon. Huh. Looks like it's got something on it. That's interesting. Let me clean it up and we'll take a closer look. Yep, it's a little 1/4 teaspoon measuring spoon. Looks like it has some red paint on it. There might be some information or something on it. So I'm going to bring it home and clean it up very gently and see what it looks like. And here's another one. Alright, let's try it and see what we got. Okay, let's see. It's out. Okay, I would say it's right there. Let's find out what it is. Okay. All right. What is that? Huh. Almost looks like a button. I don't think it is though. What the heck is that? All right. Let me clean it up and see if I can identify it. Okay, it is a button. It's just not a kind of button that I'm used to seeing. It has an anchor on it. I guess it's a navy button. This is a different type of button. It has a hole through the side. This might be, who knows, World War II maybe even Korean War or something. I don't know, but give me a chance to look it up and see what we've got here. All right, I'll do some more cleaning on it when I get home. Here's a nice signal. Up underneath the tree. I'm gonna have to see if I can dig it out. Mason jar lid. Okay. This looks like it has possibilities. I don't know, could be falsing. I don't know, looks pretty good though. Let's dig it up. All right, it's out. Still looking good. Looking really good. Unless it's falsing. No, I don't think it's falsing. All right. All right, pen pointer. Go get it. It's a dime. All right. Rosie or a Merc. Rosie or a Merc. Rosie or a Merc. It's a Merc. Second Merc I found here. Was it? 1944. Let me get my phone out. Yep, 1944. Nice one too, looking nice. All right, see what else is here. Getting a lot of these crazy signals today. I already know it's an aluminum pot, but I'm gonna dig it up anyway. And there it is. Oh my God. There it is. Third one of the day. All right, this one looks like it's got possibilities. Let's check it out. Okay, it's out. I see it. And it is ta-da! A weedy. It is a weedy. All right, let me see if I can get a date on it. Hang on. I think it says 1917. Unless it's something else. If it's 1917, that's pretty early for this site. All right. Clean it up when I get home. All right, another high tone. This one's down a little ways. Right at the base of this tree. I don't know. Looks like a weird signal, but who knows? Let's dig it up and see. All right, it's out and looking good. Looking very good. I think it's out. Should be. This could be another Merc. Come on, come on. There it is. It's another silver. Rosie or Merc. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, it's something old. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. 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 So this is either a barber or a seated. It's a barber. Oh my God. That's the oldest dime I've found here. What's the date on it? 1910. Let me get my phone out. Yep, 1910. I'll be damned. Yep, one of the later barbers. Nice. A little bit warm, but that's okay. It's all right. I'll take it. Good hunt. Good hunt. Anytime you get double silver, it's a good hunt. Doesn't even matter what else you get. This site's pretty amazing. Keeps pumping it out. Coins today were a little bit older. Well, the Merc was a 44, but the Wheatie was a 1917, and the Barber was a 1910. So that is very cool. I think using the small coil really paid off. So I will definitely have it with me the next time I come, which should be pretty soon. Okay, once again, it is time for the weekly wrap-up. And this week we went to two different sites. We went to a mid to late 1800 site and an early to mid 1900 site. At the 1800 site, there wasn't really a whole lot going on, and dug up mostly a lot of junk. This, I think, is just a clump of chain. Did, however, find a top to a powder flask, which was very interesting. Found the skin to an early powder flask there a long time ago. It's possible that this may have gone with that. And I also found a thumb loop to a chamber stick, which is all busted up. I don't think I was the one that broke it, but I'm not sure. I'm wondering if the rest of it is there. I may go back and have a look. I would have had no idea what this was, but I posted it on my friend Buckle Boy's Relic ID site, and he identified it right away. It's absolutely amazing. But a chamber stick is basically a candle holder that people would take from room to room to light up the room back in the days before there was electricity. So that was a very interesting thing to find. Also found a small bullet there. I think this is a .22, but it's never been fired. I have no idea how old it is. At the other site, at the early 1900s site, found lots of aluminum crap. Most of it went right into the trash, but I did bring a few things home. I think this is a small measuring spoon, and I think this is probably a smashed measuring cup. They were right in the same area, so I just brought that home. I thought it was interesting. Found a button, a very interesting button there. It has an anchor on it. You know, initially I was thinking, well, maybe this is a Navy button, but it doesn't have any kind of a back mark on it. And it looks kind of cheap. And the shank is not like anything I've seen, you know, on any of the older military buttons. And consensus seems to be that it's probably went to a blazer or something. But either way, it would probably be 1930s, 40s, or possibly early 50s. It was interesting, so I brought it home. And, as usual at this site, I found coins. But this time, I only found 1 wheat cent. But it's a 1917 wheat cent, which is probably the oldest wheatie that I have found at this place. And I found 2 silver dimes. The first one is a 1944 mercury dime, which is, you know, to be expected at this site. That fits right into the timeline. And I have found mercury dimes here before. This was not expected. This is a barber dime. This one is a 1910, so a later barber dime. But, you know, this site does go back into the 1800s. So it's not all that surprising, I guess. A very, very nice thing to find. So I found 2 silvers this week. Aside from that, it was a lot of the usual stuff, shotgun shells and stuff. So, and I will probably be going back to that site again before too long, because it's just, it's a lot of fun to go there and, you know, look for coins, because I always find coins when I go there. As far as next week, though, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing yet. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research, but wherever I end up, it'll be somewhere where I don't have to worry about bow hunters. Anyhow, if you like what you saw today, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, dig it all, fill in your holes, and leave nothing but footprints.